Welcome back. It's the Bear League Hero. Coming back at you with a quick podcast. Really wanted to talk about how I got all these videotapes digitized and brought back to life, if you want to call it that. Really long story short, I love this hat, by the way. Chuck's hats. I believe they're out of Boston. Great hat. I think they had Marchant wear one. It was pretty funny. And don't worry, I still love Marchant. He's with the Florida Panthers. Love that kid. I don't care what anyone says. He'll always be a Bruin to me. So, anyways, I did get the videos of my early days brought back to life, and I'm so happy about it. And honestly, I have mixed feelings because I'm happy about it, but then I'm kind of sad about it because I look at it, I'm like, these are some of the best times of my life. And I think I kind of took it for granted. As you could tell, like I had style points. I might not be the greatest goalie, but I looked fucking good, and I carry that on to Bear League. But truthfully, it's Murphy's Law. It really is. You know, I feel like nothing against my parents. I had great parents, great support, but man, they fucking love to record. My other brothers playing more than me. And when they recorded me, it was usually, someone scoring on me. And I'm like, fuck, Murphy's Law. If it's being recorded, you're going to suck. When it's not recorded, it's like you're ready for the NHL. And I just thought that was so funny. I was dying laughing. And one thing I noticed too was I can't believe how fucking small I was. Like, I was tiny in that. But then I have to remember that it wasn't about size. It was you were playing with kids that were 2, 3 years older than you, and I, 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 I actually thought like I held myself up, especially being that tiny. I mean, geez, I feel like I'm 39 years old, and I feel like a fat ass right now. Dad bought all that bullshit. You get old, right? I mean, let's see my grades, right? But I know I haven't been to the barbershop, but it's just so funny when you're playing and I'm lost for words. I'm trying to think like those were good times. Those were really good times. Um, it's slightly depressing because in some of the videos I can hear my father talk, and we lost dad back after the Bruins won the Stanley Cup that November. So it's tough, but at the same time, it's nice to see yourself playing and representing Melrose and all that fun stuff. But I was just like, wow, did that really happen? Yeah, it was it was a little tough watching these videos, but a lot of it was so I sent out, I think, I don't know how many videos I sent out. And they're just cassettes like this. These are actually 2 cassettes I found. I don't know if they have hockey on it. Summer of '96, summer of '99. We'll see if there's any hockey stuff on those. I know there was this one video where they were picking on my older brother, and I had posted. Yeah, it's on the YouTube channel. I posted it, and they were going after him, and he got a penalty shot and he missed, and he was mad, and I know in one of the videos I do talk shit about my older brother, who is like a legit track star. He was a legit soccer player as well, so that's great and all. But for me, it wasn't like how do I say this without being rude? I was mad because it was more on my brothers than me. And I'm like, I'm the fucking goalie. Like, you should be, like, the camera should be on me the whole time. But, yeah, I know, I'm not gonna lie. Middle child syndrome. I'm jealous. Yeah, of course I am. Of course I'm gonna admit to it. But and of course it's only when they scored on me that I'm recording, and I edit a lot of shit out. But there's also that one video where we played Verdun. That was fun. That was fun. I couldn't believe they recorded that, and my parents, and I was just like, wow, I remember that like it was yesterday. The gifts and everything. Oh shit. Oh yeah. I actually sold that puck on eBay. The Verdun puck I sold on eBay. I still have the mini stick. It's in my goalie room. But yeah, no, that was so funny. I was like, oh shit, Verdun. That's awesome. But yeah, taking the puck to the head, and then like if you watch it, the video, it's pretty funny because like I think it was my mother recorded it because so the story is my mother bought, and remember it was at Sears. I was with it. I think it was Father's Day, and my mother had bought my father the camcorder. Yeah, for Father's Day, my mother did, and everything was going great. Everything was going right, but my dad was a lefty. He's like, "How am I supposed to hold it?" And whatever, fine, shit happened. So my mother would record everything. So as you could tell, she's recording it, and I get the puck, and I remember it differently. I didn't know that was caught on camera. Jeez, and you see how they were like, "Oh shit!" They put the camera down. So they never saw me on the ice or anything getting hurt, but it was the 90s. You get away with murder, right? So I'm looking through the old videos, the family archive. I'm like, what do we got? What do we see? And I find the Holy Grail. And I'm like, why didn't I send this off sooner? So I'm gonna probably send it off, And I'm gonna tell you right now, it's iMemories. They're out of Arizona. They're good, a little expensive. I think I paid for a couple tapes. I think I sent off like 5 tapes, 2 CDs, and they said the CDs were cracked, can't do with them, and one of the tapes was too damaged. I mean, they're over 30 years old, so I was like, okay, it's fine, just do what you can, and what I got was what I've been uploading. I have one more video I'm gonna upload, and that's about it. However, I just was downstairs recently, and I went through the family archives, and it's like a locker. It's like a I think it's actually my late uncle Davy's military foot locker, and I kept it for years, and I put all my valuables in, I lock it up, all that bullshit. Fine, and I stumbled across this. Look at that fucking thing. So this right here wasn't recorded by my parents. This was recorded by one of my teammates. His name was Nick. It was his grandfather. He recorded it. And this was my first time to Canada playing against the Canadians. And this is probably the best hockey that I don't know if it can be saved. I mean, it was made in 94. I mean, I kept it in this. I can't believe I kept this. I totally forgot about this. This was, in my eyes, the best years of hockey for me. This was the Mighty Ducks. We sucked at first, and we came back and we won the whole thing. So that year, right, in 94, we were going to Canada. And our coach was Greg Snow. We were mites. First time in Canada, we took the bus. Oh, it was great. I can't tell you, all we did was just play Pogs, Game Boy. It was just awesome. It was such 90s, right? We go up there, and we absolutely, I don't want to spoil anything, but we absolutely had the best time of our lives. But this, like I said, this wasn't recorded by my parents. This was recorded by Nick's grandfather, and they drove to Montreal. Yeah, it was somewhere. I don't even know. I don't know if it was Montreal. I think it might have been Quebec. And those were some good times. That was the first time in Canada. Well, this is before passports and all that shit. This was some good fucking times up there. And yeah, Yeah, I'll hopefully I can make a video out of all this. I mean, there's a lot of tape there. And I remember watching it once at a hockey end of year hockey party. But the story goes, I'll just tell you real quick. The story goes, we went from the worst team to the best team, and we had to um, pretty much forfeit. We were in the finals. We were in the basically the finals of mites, and we were gonna play. I don't even know who we were gonna play, but we basically were like, hey, the schedule doesn't line up, so we have to let someone else go. So the team that we beat up the whole year was Charlestown. Yeah, no, Charlestown, right? So we're like, hey, Charlestown, you can take our place. And of course, they ended up winning the whole fucking thing. I whatever. So we came in second place, and it was fun. Yeah, I remember the coach writing in the trophies and stuff, and he's like, "Hey, you guys, he's like, don't be mad. You guys are going to Canada. You're playing the Canadians. You're going to a different country. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna have fun. All this bullshit. Okay, cool, great. But it's like, sorry, but like, you gotta take second place." And everybody was like, "Aw," but it was fun. And then we went up to Canada, and you know, it was the best time of my life. Um, I just hope that they can. Hopefully, this is not damaged. I mean, they're only good for like 25, 30 years. I mean, this is 94. 90 fucking 4? Like, jeez, man. That's crazy. I can't believe I kept it. I'm actually proud of myself. I mean, it looks like it's all right. I think it's all right. Jeez. 94. Oh my god. That's crazy. I'm I can't believe I kept it. Back in the day, my father, he had like a VHS like holder, and it would spin. And this was always facing. This was always in our collection. You got RoboCop, you got Terminator 2, and this was always there. I've probably seen this probably once or twice. I don't know what's on it, but yeah, I gotta get this done, and I'll do these two tapes. I don't know. I don't know if there's any hockey on these. These tapes look all right though. I'm just it's good. It's good to preserve memories like this. I mean, everything is so better now. You got everything that's digitized. So kind of live in a spoiled world now. My daughter's gonna grow up in a spoiled world where you had to rewind the tapes. If everyone remembers that, jeez, I feel like I'm getting old now. Jeez, but yeah, no. Watching these videos, like I said, it's a little sad. Um, because I look back at it, some of those times were tough, growing up, but at the same time, they were some of the best times of my life. And I don't think I didn't appreciate it. I'll admit that. I don't think I appreciated it. I definitely wasn't a spoiled, rotten kid. And some of the kids I actually played with would be like, "Yeah, we're not playing in that Canadian tournament, or we're not going to Canada, or we're not playing against the Canadians because we're going to Universal, or we're going to Disney." It's like, oh, okay. Like, I didn't go on an airplane until I was fucking 28. I mean, my summer vacations were hockey camps, and at the end of August, it was cheap, so my parents would take us to Maine, Wells, York, Algonquin, Kennebunkport, all that fun stuff. So I always kind of laughed at that, but you know, hockey was always strong with us, and I'm very grateful. I look back at it, and I'm like, wow, I still had style points. I mean, shit, I'm fucking 39 years old. I'm fucking getting old, and my gear is still on point after fucking how many years? I can't even fucking count. I always looked good, and I thank my parents because they made sure to buy me the best equipment and the nicest equipment, and they made sure I matched and I didn't look like a fucking idiot. And I'm very grateful for that. And I didn't see it at that time. You know, you grow up, you know, you're stupid, you're young, but I'm very grateful. I'm very thankful, and I love watching these videos, and I actually shared them to Mel's Youth Hockey, and they reposted them. I'm like, oh shit, you know, like I actually had a guy. He was he's not from Melrose, but he lives in Melrose, and he's one of the coaches. He's one of the head guys at Melrose Youth Hockey, and he was like, "You're an original OG, aren't you?" And I'm like, "Oh, jeez." Which they're not even called the Red Raiders anymore. Which I'm like offended. So Red Raiders in this woke world is offensive. You know, Red Raiders, and you have some, you know, Native American running around with a hatchet, like the Raiders. Like, yeah, no, that's racist. You know, yeah, I'm not gonna go on the political side, but whatever. So now they don't even call the Red Raiders. I believe they're called the Red Hawks, or yeah, I think they're called the Red Hawks, right? Because I was in Route 1 across the street from Hockey Town and the Walmart, and fucking they have like Link Classical shirts and all that shit. And then I saw the Red Hawks, Melrose Red Hawks. I'm like, what the fuck? That just shows you how the times have changed and how I'm getting old. But yeah, no, I don't identify myself as a Red Hawk or a Red Raider anymore. That was the past. I'm all about Haverhill. I'm as you can tell back here in here, like I'm a hilly. You know, all about Haverhill and everything, and yeah. So, yeah, it was a great experience growing up, and I'm very grateful. Even to this day, like I'm still playing beer league. Like even as pickup or on a shitty team, like I'm still playing hockey. I'm so grateful for that. So my message to people out there is be grateful, and it's okay to move on, but the past is the past, and when it's filmed and captured, just like movies and audio, you definitely want to look back at it and go, those were good times. And I'm very grateful for those times. So, as always, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Cheers.